Family peace. We are now live. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm connected with my mic. We are now live. I'm with Hank Rises, son. The sister who was supposed to be on the show couldn't make it, so me and Hank going rock the show tonight. Just us two. Shout out to everybody in the family, everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. This is gonna be a powerful one. It's gonna be a real powerful one. Hank, welcome back to the show, my brother.
Thank you for the invite, Brother Rich. And for your listening audience, I want y'all to find your medium of trans induction tools, whether that's a sip of Hennessy, a joint, or deep breathing, because it's going down tonight, y'all.
Hey, you
It's
started the
about
show out. You
trans.
started the show with Hennessy, the sip of hell. Hey, come on, you really try to have a bit of trance, man.
This is Trans 101.
Woo! Family, get ready, get ready, get
Buckle your
ready.
seatbelt, because we are leaving the monkey mind.
Man, no, we right, family, all right. Pardon me, I'm eating a little asparagus.
Yeah,
Pardon me,
asparagus
family.
generates so much energy that it heats up a refrigerator
Yeah.
because it has so many antioxidants. It's an alkaline promoting vegetable of rare potency.
Mm.
And those who work with air conditioners know when you have asparagus. I like that t shirt, Brother Rich.
It is blacked out.
I
Shout out to
am.
Urban X TV. All right, but yeah, you said the people. Go ahead. What you say?
Listen, if anybody got a problem of rust, whether it's prostate, breasts, or any kind of acidic state, asparagus will go marching in past your teeth, chewing it up. The only thing is, stay clear of the bathroom because it will do a serious detox.
Mm.
But
Wow.
asparagus is like a superhero that's been underrated.
Wow.
It's shaped like a pineal gland on a stalk.
Indeed, man. I learn something new every time I talk to you, Hank. Listen, my brother, the hidden power of trance. I mean, powerful concept, powerful topic, and we got to go in, Hank.
Yeah, let's do a little
It's
invocation,
many
family.
ways. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Let's go.
Yeah, I want to thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for surviving the airport adolescence of our youth. But we don't stay in the airport. The two most important dates are your birthday and the day you realize what you was born to do, even if it seems like it's a mission impossible. So I am in me. I am in Brother Rich. I am in you, the listening audience. I am in the sea of life. We individually and collectively call upon our ascended master ancestors to guide this awesome epic show tonight. Yes, and together you can say, yes, I am forgiving all souls in my past lives. And yes, I am all souls forgiving me. And yes, I am forgiving all individuals in this life. And yes, I am asking all living souls to forgive me because we have to free our heart so that we can enter into the realms of magic. So I ask the presence of Simeon Toko, latest Christ born in the Congo, bringing forth an army of black angels. I ask in the name of love, we ask the presence of our brother Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Sheikh Ibrafal out of Senegal, the superheroes flying through the air, talking about Simeon Toko and Sheikh Amadou Bamba, bulletproof, hungry lion proof. Can't kill them. They're proof of who we are and who we will become. Success is our destiny. I ask in the name of love, the presence of Melchizedek, Enoch, the Ethiopian who ascended into the heavens and became Archangel Metatron. Please be with us tonight. We ask the presence of Yeshua, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, We ask the presence of our set, Asar, Heteru, Tahuti, Sheshat, to be with us. Imhotep, Ptahotep, Akhenaten, Buddha, Krishna. We ask Archangel of Protection to surround all our brothers, sisters, and children throughout this world in Atlanta, Philly, Baltimore, New York City, Chicago, LA. Transmute the 6 states of despair to elevated states of victory. We ask Archangel Michael, you surround us, protect Brother Rich, his family, King Simon, and all of our associates. Ask the presence of Archangel Uriel, angel of knowledge, to come and be with us on this show tonight. We ask the presence of Archangel Gabriel. We ask the presence of Archangel Raphael, angel of healing, to be with us tonight. And we, in the name of love, call on Ilegba, Oshun, goddess of love, Yemaya, Olokun, Oya, Ochosi, Shango, Obatala, Ogun. We ask the presence of all the ascended masters, celestial ascended masters from various star systems, Orion, Sirius star system, Pleiades, for them to come down with their deep rhythmic trance-inducing secrets of success to bless our beings throughout the day and throughout the night into our dreams, because we are the ocean of love with amnesia as waves. So thank you for everyone being present now and in the future. And take hold of your mental notes so that you can enter into the magical world of trance. And we say, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado. And so it is. I mean, trance states, my brothers and sisters, are the states outside of the regular functioning mind. You have, whenever a person is enjoying themselves, they're in trance. When Brother Rich invited me on the platform, I let him know, Brother Rich, you are in trance when you're doing these shows. I'll be watching you, man.
Yo, Hank. First of all, I had to turn off the light because I had to match your, what you got going on, your vibe, your frequency. So
I
I
got a
just got
dead light
I
bulb.
got
That's
the
why,
I got
brother.
I
It's
just
a
got
dead
this
light
light.
bulb.
I turned off the main light. Listen, Hank. It's funny you say that, and I don't want you to forget what you were saying, but people be like, "Yo, Rich is falling asleep," and I'm like, I'm really not. I'm just I
Mm,
zone out, and that's one of the definitions of trance. If I'm listening, that's what I'm a good listener. People don't know how to listen, so when you talk to me, sometime I just be like this, hey, did I zone
yeah,
out? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They be like, yo, and I don't move. I won't blink or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
be like, yo, Rich is sleeping. Like, nah, I'm zoned out into, that trance state, absorbing the person I'm talking to energy to figure out what's the next question to ask. Go
Right.
ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. So also want to acknowledge Saint Germain. I want to acknowledge Nikolai Tesla, my
Mm, mm,
brothers. I want
mm,
to thank you for your guidance. I
mm,
want to acknowledge Shroom Master Dr. Sabi, Shroom Master Dr. George Washington Carver, Shroom Master Harriet Tubman. Also want to give a special shout out to a living master in this lifetime, Sheikh Sufi, who brought it to my attention about Sheikh Amadou Bamba.
mm,
So a special Dirty Jeff, which means thank you in Wolof. I wanted to acknowledge him also. And also I want to say on this platform to invite the Trans Master Geronimo, Trans Master Nat Turner,
mm,
John Brown. I want to invite Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Chief Seattle, all the shaman warriors, all those who are working towards the sea of love, and all the master athletes, all the master scribes. It's all about the trans, and that's what we're going to get down to. So, what is trans? Let's start with a baseline first.
mm,
Trans is brainwave activity. In the normal state of functioning in modern society, we are in what is called beta brainwave state. That's the ordinary state of functioning that has been measured 14 to 28 cycles per second. When you get sleepy, ready to go to sleep, you change from beta state to alpha. If you had a good day, alpha state is a relaxed, dreamy state of being. That's between 14 and 7 cycles per second. Underneath the alpha state, 14 to 7 cycles per second, is theta state. And under that, which is about 4 to 7 cycles per second. And then under that is delta. Delta is 4 cycles to no cycles of brainwave activity. When we're children, we are in a state of delta between the ages of conception to around 4. So you open to programs, you open to magic. There's no difference between reality and dreams. And as we mature out of the age of 7, we then enter into the higher states of brainwave frequency. So we all crave to go into trance. We all desire. When you drink alcohol, spirits, it takes you into a light trance. When you smoke ganja, it puts you in a light trance. When you have some brandy and slow dance with your lover, your friend that may become your lover, it puts your mind in a trance. So that is why people use different methodologies all to reach deeper states of trance. Psychedelics, speaking of ayahuasca, shrooms, bufo, it takes you out of the brainwave activity of beta and drops it down into alpha, theta, and delta. Even tantra, when you correctly apply tantra, it takes you into a deeper state of trance. And as Brother Rich invited me on the platform, we have a history, family, of dancing into trance. We dance. Indigenous people can dance and connect to the trees and the weather in trance. When you speak of spiritual disciplines, whether it's Yoruba, Santeria, Christianity, Islam, Sufism, the deeper states, the metaphysical states, puts you in trance. Even doing beads, prayer beads, rosary beads, the repetition slows the mind. The repetition puts you in a lighter state of awareness. And that's where the magic begins. That is where you can find the unbelievable, unimaginable possibilities when driving. Also, people, when you use crystals, crystals put you in a trance, a functional trance state. And the more you focus while you have crystals on your person, there's a vibration that allows you deeper access into trance. So, what happens physically in trance? That's where you get the dopamine, the oxytocin, the serotonin. This is where you feel good. Joggers gets that rush. They even had a football player. He was on his knees, but he was in a trance. And what happened that defied physics was while this football player was on his knees, he rose up. He just levitated back up into the upright position. He was in trance. So trance doesn't have to be in stillness. Trance is whatever you do repetitiously. I go into trance on a bicycle. People go into trance driving a car. a bus, a truck. You can be in trance in a communication between a man and a woman and a man. And when you speak with certain rhythmic tones, it helps to draw a person into trance states. And this is where our great leaders who are speaking masters, orators, Martin Luther King, his speed, his tone would draw people into his vision. He would literally, by the thousands, bring people into trance. World leaders who are called charismatic, that is, knowing how to bring a large number of people into trance. Cleopatra brought Mark Anthony into a trance state by the art of seduction. According to Richard Green, who wrote the book Art of Seduction, Cleopatra was a trance master. Who taught Cleopatra to become a trance master? That is a good question. She also seduced the emperor of Rome, Julius Caesar, by putting him into a trance. You can induce trance by visual appearance. You can put people in trance by music, certain rhythmic tones and beats. And what comes to mind is Michael Jackson's bass lines. It puts you into trance. And the sorcerers of advertising understand the masters, the trance masters of today is your news media. News media are trance masters.
Deep.
News media are sorcerers of trance. And if you're not aware of the sorcery of trance, you become a rubber ducky to the trance beat.
Indeed. Real quick, Hank. Hollow Vegeta. I think I always mispronounce your last name. I block you by accident, my brother. I was trying to block somebody else. I gotta figure out how to unblock you. It might not be during the show, brother, but it was an
Mm,
accident. I apologize. Hollow Vegeta. I apologize. I blocked you by accident, my brother. Go ahead, Hank.
yeah. Now, when you do, um, like for myself, I did so much bufo, it told me you had enough. Now, listening and meditating and quieting your mind with deep breathing, because babies, family, brother Rich, babies are already in trance. When we are laughing and happy by comedy, we are in trance. And in that trance state, you are receptive, but you can also hypnotize, mesmerize, or you can actualize your dreams, your goals, and your desires. So it is the place of magic that lives inside of us. Trance, the art of trance, we can practice it for the rest of our lives.
Mm.
Slow prayers. Yes, I am invisible to all negative law enforcement. Yes, I am. And feel the shift. You can ride from here to Atlanta cruising at 85 miles an hour to 90. You can say, yes, most of us need to know how to go into trance, slowly speaking and say, yes, I am worthy. Yes, I am. And say it with feeling. Say it by the deep breathing and tone so it echoes through your bones, so your bones vibrate. The tone of your invocation, your affirmation. Yes, I am divinely directed every day in every way. Yes, I am. And when you do this invocation repetitiously, like a drum beat on a full moon night at the beach, you are put into altered states. Another word for trance. Drumming circles around the world, men's drum circles, men and women's drum circles, trance states. puts you into a deeper state of trance. And when you use crystals, certain woods, Brother Rich, I just family, I want to share this with you. There are certain powerful wood that literally inducts and amplifies trance. And one of them, as I spoke before on your platform, Brother Rich, is acacia wood. And just this weekend, a brother from Africa, Yemen, he travels to Yemen, Turkey. There's a wood that doesn't have any leaves, doesn't have any seeds, and it's called cook wood. Cook, Kuk. That wood is so magical. Something about it. My instinct said, get those beads. And when I mix them, and I'm telling you a formula, family, acacia beads with cookwood beads, Kuk. I have some. I started upgrading my necklaces with cookwood. Cookwood is used for prayers. Acacia wood is used for prayers because it is literally orgone wood. So it promotes you to be in trance, even if you're not thinking about it. However, it will echo your intentions into the plant kingdom, the magnetic field of the earth, into the water. Taking deep breaths and holding your breath underwater will take you into trance. Any questions, Brother Rich?
Yeah. Wait. Oh shit, I messed up. Check, 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 check. You can hear me, right, Hank?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Yeah. Well, I wrote something down. I want to ask you. Okay. Why does the sounds of nature, like, we could just be on the computer and I could put nature meditation, and the sounds of nature automatically put us in a trance, even if it's on the computer. Why is that?
That's a good question. The reason we hear the whisper of pine leaves blowing in the Georgia pines, or the pine trees up here in the parks, or the maple trees, because trees live in a trance dream state. They live, that's their playground.
Mm,
And most of our sisters are in a trance state, Brother Rich. That's why the Christian church is filled with mostly women, because of the emotional, heart stirring, feeling invoking songs.
mm,
That's all we had when we were under the duress and stress of terrorist colonialism.
mm,
Animals want to get out of stressful states. So the jaguars eat ayahuasca to go into the dream trance state. Elephants eat fermented plants to get high, to go into the trance state. The Islam, repetitiously, the zikr beads, repetitiously puts you in trance, and you change your world according to trance states. And spoken word chants, again, again, puts you in a trance. So if you're stressed about your working conditions, or you're stressed about fear, fear is only can rule you if you're in a monkey mind beta brainwave state. If you go in, anytime a person is afraid, that's in the 14 to 28 cycles per second. And it
mm,
causes your body to age because you're squeezing your kidneys. And your
mm,
kidneys are your life batteries. Your
mm,
adrenal glands are squeezed from fear. However, when you relax, remember the movie, what was it, Bloodsport, where
yes.
the actor, he was blinded temporarily, and he first freaked out because he couldn't see the opponent. Just like Muhammad Ali couldn't see Sonny Liston because there was something on Sonny Liston's leather gloves. So what he did, he shifted into reflex.
Mm,
And what I'm leading to, when you know you have choices in all things, finances, relationships, you have less stress. Stress is when you think you have to fly away, fight or flight. But going into trance states, even sometimes uh, you might want to go into a trance state smoking a cigarette. That person has changed from beta monkey mind. When a person takes that first draw of a tobacco cigarette, they go into alpha state of mind.
Mhm.
And then they draw the cigarette. And as they pulling in, you ever watch them? Take note, family. You ever
Mhm.
watch somebody light a cigarette and how they pull on it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they
They
lean
hold it.
back?
Yeah. That's facts, Hank. That's facts.
That's a trance state.
Yeah.
All
Hmm.
right. So we can literally create, even change circumstances around our neighborhood. We can change circumstances. Like I studied, and family, I'm going to tell you what you can do right here on YouTube. There's a course called Silva, Silva,
Hmm.
Mind Method. Silva, Silva, Mind Method. And it's a book by the same author, Jose Silva, Silva. And in that book, you're taught how to breathe in slowly, because rapid, shallow breathing that works for the monkey mind. That means like, "Hup, hup, hup. I gotta, I gotta move fast, run, run." That's what media does. Social media, newspapers, television. They want you to stay away from trance. They want you to be in a state of fear, because the Machiavellian technique of rulership over the masses is fill them with fear of death, fear of disease, fear of taxes, fear of guns. They fill you with fear, 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 so that you are ruled in the monkey mind of the brainwave state, beta brainwave state. However, you practice repetitiously like the drum beat of the um, flat pan drums. Take the time to smell what puts you in trance states. Also, Blue Lotus, Brother Rich, lavender, jasmine. At the African Arts Festival this past few days, I was hugging some sisters and I inhaled when they hugged me. Man, they smelled so good. I went into trance. And brothers, we put on the colognes or the oils, so when we embrace the sisters, they go into trance. It's the way to create a even playing field, an even platform to manifest whatever you desire. And when you say the words I am, you literally line up all your atoms, cells, and electrons for trance state. So, coming back to what you said, Brother Rich, we can go and put our hands on the tree and do affirmations like, Spirit of the tree, can you help me connect and show me how I can manifest? And the tree that lives in a trance state will assist you. What's not even spoken of is our house pets live in a trance state. That's why when we are frazzled, they come over to comfort us. They're like, you're in the wrong zone.
Mm.
We are basically the only species most of the time
Mm.
who do not exist in trance, but we're controlled by trans masters of social conditioning. Religion is a trance state
Mm.
ruled by fear. Because I know I used to be a Jehovah Witness. Knock, knock. Hello, good morning. The sky's falling. Don't you want to be a Jehovah Witness? And some people would say, get the hell out of here. All right. Knock, knock. Everything is about trans. We are considered. Let's just be real. Ever since our fall, when Atlantis sunk, family, the black and brown race became the untouchables on the global level.
Mm.
We went from the gods to the gods who forgot that they forgot. Get the
Mm.
book. I said it before, Fabre d'Olivier. because you got a new generation coming up, brother Rich. Younger folks in their 20s,
Say
they're
that
gonna
book
know
again. Say that book again, Hank.
hermeneutic, Hermeneutic, interpretations by Fabre de Olivier. He wrote it in 1765. And he said that the Atlanteans was the black race that ruled the universe. And when Atlantis sunk beneath the waves because it cranked up the crystal technology too high and melted the foundation of Atlantis, it's now a mile underwater between Florida Keys and Cuba. There are giant sphinx, giant pyramids, streets, and the media does not want you to be directed to question everything, as Dick Gregory told me when I was in my 20s. Question everything, and you will literally come out of slave trans states, because mental slavery will keep you bound up better than physical chains.
Yeah.
Mental slavery. Trans will literally break you out of mental slavery. Take note, if you ever listen to musicians, vocalists, they have a subtle command over their voice, their tones. They don't yada da 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 yada da da. They don't speak on high tones. They speak with lower tones, a slower tempo. So when you practice these techniques, you literally become hypnotic because you are in a trance state, and you draw people into trance because that is where we come from. When we were children, we were in a trance state. Trance means being in that alpha, theta, delta state of awareness. And I'm intentionally speaking this way so you will be drawn in to remember you. You are trans. You are success. Your mama and your grandmama, my daddy and my mama and my granddaddies and grandmamas, they wanted our success, and their dreams were passed through their seed with the promise and hopes of better tomorrows. And that will come through trance.
Hey Hank, man, this is some powerful stuff, man. I'm glad. I'm real glad we having this show. I want to talk to you about
How about melanin being how powerful for trans?
mm,
While at a African festival, you ever watch sisters sometime, the way they do their necks and the way they talk when they just without effort,
mm-hmm.
and brothers sometimes just the way they bop, polyrhythmic, it's come from melanin. Melanin is a trans inducing molecule. It's a molecule of magic. It's melanin. I will go so far to say melanin, brother Rich, family. Melanin is the molecule of sorcery. That's why athletes, research, you can go through, your melanin is your spaceship if you keep your system clean. But melanin is a carbon-based molecule. And carbon is used in charcoal filters. So if you are absorbing impure food, impure drinks, your carbon melanin holds it more than the lighter melanated people. So melanin also allows you to have rhythms because you have access to those deeper states of awareness that may not even be conscious. Some sisters are not even conscious of it. Like at laughter, cracking jokes, and then sisters start popping. You ever notice sometimes they start popping their fingers and just popping? There's a beautiful Pisces that I speak to, and then she starts channeling love songs from the 60s and the 70s, but she's deeply melanated. And she just starts rhythmically moving and talking through the telephone. So melanin, my brothers and sisters, in trans medicine is a magical formula of success. And you won't hear that anywhere because they don't want you to come out of your trans state of fear. Because bliss is also a, a certain state of trance. So when you're happy, things flow to you better. Have y'all ever noticed, family, that when you meet somebody, all of a sudden you start meeting other people because there's a trans whirlpool of magnetic energy that radiates for countless miles? Or if you meet a new love, you have the old boyfriends and girlfriends calling you up. I remember coaching a sister to get back into her womb awareness. And she was despondent because her lover had disconnected from her and didn't want anything to do with her. But she wasn't in touch with her womb. So I coached her to say, get in touch with your womb. Never mind all that monkey mind chatter. Don't come to me. Don't come to me talking with your mind. Talk to me from your womb. What is your womb saying? And what also makes magic happen is when we care for each other, when we give from our hearts to each other, to trees, to animals, to our ancestors. When we give for the sake of giving, it puts us in a happy trance. We go into happy states of awareness.
Indeed, indeed.
I'm
What?
in
What?
trance now.
No, you are. You truly are. You got every. You got high before the show, man. You zoned out, Hank. You going in, bro. It's like you channeling directly from another realm or something, bro. I don't even know who I'm talking to. I'm
Yeah,
about to act. I'm about to ask, who are you? It might.
I am.
I.
You
Ooh,
are.
okay.
We are Ubuntu.
Mm.
And trance, family, you can change the world with trance by breathing technique. Let's talk about the techniques of trance. Let's we got enough of the baseline of information. Breathe slow and deep. Hold your breath for about 5 to the count of 5 and then relax. And as you exhale, squeeze your anus muscles and say, "Yes, I am." And when you inhale, relax your anus muscles. And as you lock your anus, say, "Yes, I am earthly wealth and abundance. Yes, I am timeless. Yes, I am strong. Yes, whatever you want to follow behind that. Yes, I am." And this is what I keep pushing, Brother Rich, when I get on your platform. Family, you have the secrets of the two most important things: regeneration and levitation. Let's talk about it. Don't be a victim of circumstance. Don't weaponize victimhood, my brothers or my sisters, because you can weaponize being playing the character of a victim. Learn how to regenerate and learn how to levitate by going into deeper states of awareness. Happiness regenerates. And I'm working on, and I want you to join me on levitation. Funk this TSA. How come there used to be levitation brooms, flying carpets, Maladoma Some, God bless him? He spoke about trance and levitation. Levitation with the scarab, going into trance states and into the acacia files, remedies. What was you born to do? You can find out by breathing slow, exercising, dancing, spontaneity, fun. Be around people. Say, "Yes, I am worthy of true friends and lovers." You
Hey,
have
Hank. Hey,
and
Hank. When you talked about way to go in a trance earlier. Say we're going into trance. How do we know when we're it's the our ego talking to us, aka the monkey mind, versus our higher self. Like, say we get some downloads, a person wants to know, damn, is this my higher self talking to me, or is just my monkey mind pretending like it's advanced talking to me?
It's our monkey mind follows our breath. If
Ooh,
we slow our breath,
ooh.
our monkey mind slows too.
Our monkey mind follows our breath. That's deep. That's deep,
Yes,
Hank.
our monkey mind
You tapped
follows
in, Hank. You
our
tapped in.
breathing. And you can literally ask, you can talk to. I got papyrus plants over here by me. I got my crystals on. It's breathing that our lungs, and I'm glad there was people that shared it with me. Our lungs is full of DMT. It's full of, so the deeper we breathe, the higher we get. The slower we breathe, that more elevated we are, because our lungs is full of psychedelics. I'm gonna say it again. Our lungs
Lungs.
are full of psychedelics.
You saying some quotables tonight, man.
So the deeper you breathe, family, the higher you get into trance, into altered states. When we do, when people would practice, the Haitians would practice on the island to become independent of the French. They would go into trance by the drums echoing off the mountainsides, and it would mess with the French because they were sucked into trance states. And the trance states say, "What are you doing here?" So sound, and that's what's real important about um, what you're doing, brother Rich. You have a trance-inducing platform, and listen to the title of Brother Rich platform, Black Magic 363.
Yo, you know what's funny? The channel. A real quick story, Hank. Real quick story,
Yeah,
because
go
this
ahead, bro.
this is dealing with that trans state. My channel 363 was inspired by a rap group that put me in trance a lot. They had this, matter of fact, the name of their record label was called Hypnotic Minds. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Who I'm talking about? The name of their record label was Hypnotic Minds. And Hank, their music was so trance induced, man. This shit will have you. But the lyrics was nigga lyrics, so you gotta know how to alchemize it, zone
Hmm.
out, and create your own reality. But the music within itself, and the 3 6 Mafia, yeah, the music within itself, 3 6 Mafia fan. Y'all listen to some 3 6 Mafia, nigga, you'll be in another, because they dealt with all them drugs, the lean, the cocaine, the dope, all that shit. So they was zoned out. And I would listen to it and I'll be like, oh shit, where am I? You know what I'm saying? But that
Mm.
was some powerful shit. And quick story, just to tell you, the channel 363 is inspired by 3 6 Mafia. So shout out to 3 6 Mafia for inspiring the channel name through their trance state music. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and special shout out to X Clan.
Mm.
They had trance beats with a change up of the words.
Hypnotize minds. I'm sorry, yeah, hypnotize minds. Yeah, go ahead, Hank.
Hmm. I was saying special shout out to X Clan, the poets. Uh, what's the name of the poets? The brothers Gil Scott Heron,
Uh,
Angel Dust, all these trance states. Music can put you and reprogram you by repetitiously singing the song.
mm.
Music is sorcery. Let's keep it real. Music, sound is sorcery. Breathing deep like a baby is considered the complete breath. Breathing deeply, repetitiously, they call it Qi Kong and Tai Chi. Everything is breathing because we have our chests are full of psychedelics. DMT. The deeper you breathe, the higher you get. And that's where babies are happy and they can be programmed. And if you go into your baby state as an adult, you're not absorbing information. You are now able to project information into the mind and the environment of your community. So here, where I am, when I'm working out there at the festival, people come into the booth just to like, oh, it's something about the energy because that's where I'm at. It's not the booth. It's the crystals that I have on, the orgone. So, family, get yourself orgone and crystals. If it's not for me, I'm sorry. Let me shut that off. It's messing with me.
It's all good.
I'll
So
turn this off.
it's all good, brother.
Okay, I'm back. Pardon the technology. We have all these different techniques, even gazing at stars in the night. Now, you
Mm-hmm.
down there in Georgia, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You look up into the sky, you probably can see more stars than any
Yeah.
day in Brooklyn or night
Yeah.
in Brooklyn
Any day. Yeah. It's
or
beautiful.
Stone Mountain. I wonder what it's like to look at the sky at night
At
on Stone
night. And so yeah, I wonder, right? That man, that got to be woo.
what kind of trans ceremonies have been done on on Stone Mountain, and how can you change up the trans frequency program? Imagine deep breathing into the obelisk behind the Museum of Natural History, or doing a deep breathing trance to come up with new inventions and creations on Stone Mountain. These pressure points of the earth with deep breathing and psychedelics of within you.
Mm,
You already psychedelic. You're just a psychedelic amnesia state. But
mhm.
advanced practices of breathing. John Coltrane inhaling, Miles Davis inhaling and playing those tones and music. All the artists, the musicians, they play in trance. Michael Jordan would damn near float because he's in trance.
You know,
You, go ahead,
yeah.
brother.
No, good. What you good. Yeah.
Your success, family, our success is in trance. Our success will be found in trance. Our success will be found
Talk to him, Hank.
in trance. You don't need a cigar, it helps. You don't need anything but deep breathing because the baby in you is already in trance.
Hey Hank, you talked earlier about the sisters when you hug them, their smell putting you in the trance state.
Mm,
The sisters they do that. Their smell is very trance inducing, especially the natural sisters when they throw them oils on and all of that.
yeah,
If there's a letter to describe a black woman, to me that letter would be S. The shape of it, how it sounds, is just something about that letter that makes you think of woman. And you notice how growing up, brothers always said they said psst, they had this when they want to call women, like in the street, like the cat calling and all that. They always said this or
mm,
whatever, and people called it disrespectful, but that's just something out of ignorance brothers would do to call women. What is it about the vibration of S? The shape of S that would make somebody think about woman, or make somebody make a sound like that to call a woman.
different sounds will tell you where the person is in their trance state. If a person is meditating and they see a fine chocolate, ebony, rhythmic woman who is in touch with her bliss, her femininity, then the brother will go, mm, and that
Oh, okay.
stimulates his
Yeah.
kundalini.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, baby. I like the way you smell. And you say it close up, brothers, on her ears, so it ripples through her kundalini. Isn't it a beautiful day?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Deep, brother, deep. Um, what time is it right now? We about almost at the hour mark. I lost track of time because I was in a trance state, so I didn't even know that we almost passed
It's
an
all right.
hour. Talking about dancing, one just to touch on dancing.
Mm.
Um, Black people don't dance as much as they used to, gang. I don't know what the
Mm.
hell happened. I don't know what happened, but our culture don't dance like we used to. And it's a shame and it's sad. I mean, we used to be in a dance. I don't even think clubs is popping. Like, I mean, I'm older. I haven't been in a club in a while, but
Right.
I don't even think they got clubs like they used to. Because I know it transitioned to the strip clubs or whatever, but I don't think they still have dancing clubs, y'all. because I know everything became strip clubs after a while. But I don't even know if they still have dancing clubs anymore where people just go and boogie oogie oogie with each other, as the old school folks used to say. But talk to me about, why do you think it's important for us as black people to start making dance music and getting back into the whole, the dance things, clubs and all
Our
of that?
our timeline has been hijacked.
Mm,
Our trans cultural rhythm has been hijacked by the prison industrial complex, and their sorcerers told the hip hop artists to create detrimental music. They were directed by the powers, the music power that be, along with the prison industrial complex, got together and changed the timeline
mm,
of our music to create a slave rhythmic tone so that they become prisoners and slaves of the prison industrial complex. We've been literally, our timeline, our cultural timeline has been misdirected, redirected. We are not in our original timeline.
mm,
Advanced sorcery with bent and twisted diabolical agenda changed our musical baseline.
mhm, mhm,
Listen, family, our musical baseline has been hijacked. Go back to the drum.
mm,
Salutations to all the drummers. Take hold of your drum. And if you look at a djembe, it looks like a womb. Special shout out to Queen Karen, who's a drummer, and she's a shamanic drummer up here. She goes to the powwows and drum rhythmically all night long, and she's beautiful.
mm.
Our
Yeah.
music has been hijacked, and bring back the drums so that your melanin can be awakened rhythmically through the night.
Hank, why does our drums bother people of other cultures or ethnicities? In New York, a couple of the drummers in the parks got shut down when gentrification kicked in and people from other communities moved into the community. They didn't want the drummers in Marcus Garvey Park and certain parks in Brooklyn. But I know in
Brainstorm.
Harlem, in Harlem, they kicked the drummers out because the people moving in with the money paying all that rent, that high rent, they was like, nah, we don't want the drummers no more. So they get bothered by drums. Why is that?
The reason I believe is because polyrhythmic beats is melanin speaking.
What do you mean by polyrhythmic? So for those who don't know,
Okay, polyrhythmic means poly means many, rhythms mean rhythms, right?
rhythm, yeah.
You have one beat. When you do a polyrhythmic beat, it would sound, let me see if I can pull it off. And then you can build on top of that, and drummers in the park will build on top of that.
Mhm.
And that's melanin, Jack. Polyrhythms is melanin.
Whew.
And that literally messes with their programming because
Mm.
that programming is fragile. So here we come with a that's melanin. That's black power. That's
That's
melanin
black
power.
power. That drum,
That
woo,
drum.
that polyrhythm is black power.
I got a djembe I found on Washington Avenue with no skin. Special shout out to master drummer Raphael, and special shout out to Queen Black Claren. She actually gave me the goat skin for brother Raphael to put the skin back on the drum. And then, okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about drums. Brothers and sisters, if you got a drum, paint it, paint it. Get what is called acrylic paint and start painting the skin of the drum. So now looking at your drum will put you in trance because this is what's done in other cultures, in other countries. They paint the drum skin for the medicine to be acoustic and also visual.
Mm, man.
Paint your drum lightly so that it will enhance the trance. The
Mm.
only way we're going to get out of this is in trance.
Hank, you did your thing, my brother. Family, give us some questions, man, before we get out of here, man. Hank came through, dropped a bomb on us. Oh man, Hank, a couple of people, I had to kick some people out, man. They kept getting the trans confused with trans. You know, the trans community, the
No,
other
there's a difference.
trans. Yeah, big difference. Yeah,
Big
Hank. They
difference, y'all.
like we ain't
Trans.
talking about that.
All right. See, they playing with you.
Yeah, yeah, they.
They're playing with you. I'm not talking about transgender. Biologically, you either are male or female. Biologically, you are male or female. I'm talking about the definition of trans is TRANCE. I'm talking about altered states or inner states of awareness. I'm not talking about TRANS. And if you getting those mixed up, that means you are strung out on social media. Pull it
Gee,
back in.
that true.
Biologically, family, there are only two genders. Anything else is a hypnotic state for depopulation on a global scale.
Mhm. So
Depopulation. Go
I'm
ahead.
about, I'm about to get into questions, y'all. I seen y'all got the questions for those. Make sure y'all support Brother Rich, man. All this good work I'm putting in this year, man. Hit up the Cash App, $ Black Magic 363. Support your brother, and shout out to everybody who hit me up with the super chat. We're gonna get into some Q&A. Then we're gonna get out of here. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you watch this again because this was a powerful show. Make sure you watch this twice, two times. All right.
Mhm.
Let's get to some Q&A.
Yeah, come on. Come on with it. Let me see what you're rocking with. Bring me
Indeed.
your trans questions. And I'm not talking about TRANS. I'm talking about rhythmic TRANCE. Because they played with. How can somebody claim the rainbow?
Yeah, they take all of it.
This
They
is
done took our
insanity.
shit, man.
You can
That's
trans. We talking about how? What's next? They're gonna take the drum too.
let
What are they
me
gonna
get
take? The saxophone?
let me get to this question, Hank. He crazy. He said they gonna take the saxophone. Okay, Hank. Would you consider the question is would you consider the gods lesser than the goddesses since they are first?
Now that's a miseducation, my brother Jay. Because in the laws of polarity, you cannot have North Pole, which is feminine, without the South Pole, which is masculine. There is no monopole magnet as much as they are trying. So opposites attract in nature. However, to create anti gravity, you forcefully squeeze like fields together and it cancels out gravitational fields. All right. So the goddess, those who say, oh, everybody comes from a woman, you've been miseducated. The one light, when you take light from the sun, the three primary colors from one becomes three. It doesn't become two, it becomes three: red, gold, and blue. All right. This is a basic physics. So when you say, oh, praise the goddess, well, where's the God? For all of you who want to be empresses, where's your emperor? Where's the when you hear the word queen, where's the king? And the reason for this is because, and I got you want to go there? Let's go there. Our modern sisters have not been cultivated to care for the king. They have not catered, have not been trained by their mamas. The mamas failed them intentionally or unintentionally because they didn't know. We are literally a functional junkyard of broken souls. And the only way we're going to get out of it is trans. Help me. And this agenda of saying that a woman is a goddess and a man is secondary is leading to the rise of Islam because it's going to reach a crescendo of insanity and people are going to say, all right, let's go back to the basics.
Mm.
So all of you who are pushing goddess agenda, you are intentionally or unintentionally bringing forth the rise of Islam. I, self, Lord, am master, taking us right back to the basics. Because if this society collapses and the lights go out, then you're going to have the rise of the man, because you're not safe in the streets, my sisters. And you can call yourself what you want, but your instincts and your hard wiring, it says, I need protection and I need direction. You cannot have a god without a goddess.
Facts, Hank. I love the way you put that, my brother. Let's get to the next question. Can you touch on semen? I guess he's talking about semen retention. Overrated or underrated?
Let that siren go by.
Mhm.
Brother Yushat, it's time for you to do your studying, my magician. Thank you for the question. But in men, our reproductive is external. And in that external energy is our cerebral spinal fluid. So the rites of passage of our ancestors was a man learned how to cultivate it, not only his sexual energy, but in countries like the Philippines, the men are taught by older women how to please a woman. And the women are taught by older men. The young women are taught by older men how to please a man. But here in this post colonial country that we live in, this has been disrupted. When Haiti had the dictator named Papa Doc, and then you had Baby Doc, but Papa Doc had schools for women to learn how to be home keepers and homemakers. When I was in high school, the boys, we went to classes called industrial arts. We learned how to use a hammer, pliers. We learned how to heat and bend plastic in ovens. We know the right temperatures. We learned how to basically, like our Caribbean brothers, build a home from the ground up: plumbing, electrical, carpentry. These are the trades that George, what was his name? Washington, Booker T. Washington spoke about, and the misdirected uh, Du Bois regretted that he attacked Booker T. Washington, but before he died. As a man, we must know martial arts, music, and mathematics. And in mathematics is a skilled trade, so that you don't need a job. You can create your own job. Special shout out to all the brothers who make root tricks to increase testosterone. And you don't want to be named the magician who squirts, 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 squirts. And I don't want to be either. And I'm just bringing that up as a point. Got to learn cultivation and know how to ride the dragon. And I hope I answered your question. Cultivating sexual energy, Montauk Chia.
Indeed.
Get it.
Next question is, how can we use trance to heal our childhood traumas? Also,
Mm.
can we use it to block out EMF? Love from the UK.
Yes. The biggest thing about our functional junkyard of wounded souls is our resistance to forgiveness.
Mm.
Giving, because on the grand scale of life, this is only one sentence. So you may have been, if you're a victim in this lifetime, is perhaps your soul's need to learn what it's like to be on the receiving end of pain. Perhaps you was the one who perpetuated trauma from another lifetime. So you can't look in one lifetime and say, why me? You have to go deep. It may take you 30 years, or you can go to a psychedelic ceremony like ayahuasca, San Pedro, Yopo, Bufo, and find out in a short period of time what would take you 30 years of deep breathing. That's why the attraction towards the entheogens. None of us are innocent on the grand scheme of things, because until the Nicene Council of Rome, Christianity taught reincarnation and karma.
Mm. Indeed, my brother, indeed. Let's get shout out to Namer34 for the super chat. Let's get to the next question. Let's
The Most High is you are the Most High. He, she is all inside of we.
indeed shout out to Nodal Edge Media in the building.
Oh, cool. Red pill,
Uh,
blue pill.
yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to look for a question. This ain't really a question. Somebody said, "Who is your goddess?" They being nosy, Hank.
All women are my goddesses. My first goddess was grandma when she served me those fried chicken wings inside of aluminum foil and napkins when I was riding the Greyhound bus to Virginia to spend the summer on a farm. Grandma was my goddess. First goddess is our mothers at birth. First love, huh? That's a whole nother question. But at this time in my life, I am celibate because I'm doing tantra with crystals. I'm doing tantra means connecting. I'm listening to the whisper of crystals, and it's making me stronger with the recipes they're giving me. So right now, physically, I'm quiet in my loins, not engaging in no sucking or nothing. But I'm doing tantra with trees. I'm doing tantra with crystals because I said it's time to figure out the secrets of magnetism. Keep digging, question everything, keep digging. And I want to share it with you in the near future.
Indeed, Hank. They want to know how can we get in a trance state as a whole.
As a whole, you can start by deep breathing and listening to old music love songs, because the tones, like the five dimensions, there's one sister, what was her name? Uh, she would sing tones of the heart. If you listen to famous singers from the Hawaiian brother, is Kamako Vivo Ole, the tones were heart tones. You listen to Marvin Gaye, that's heart tones. Listen to Teddy Pendergrass, heart tones.
Mm,
Listen to Gladys Knight. She sings tones that stirs the heart. So that's a music beginning. And then you can listen to slow rhythmic beats. Look on YouTube for trance states so that you can trance music so you can get a sense of it. But the deepest thing is complete breath, the science of breath. Get that book.
hmm
But to take the time to breathe and get some orgone and lay it on your chest or a pyramid. Put a waterfall in your bedroom so that
mm,
you can hear
mm,
the trinkle of the water. It
mm.
will take you into trance. Go to the beach and listen to the rhythmic waves. Go down by the river, and as the water slowly passes you, you have the ability on the subconscious level to hear the trance inducing streams of music of slow moving river water.
Indeed. Getting to the next one. Davon says, I study a lot. How do I ask questions? Sometimes feels difficult to ask the right question. Not really sure your question, Davon.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Devon, it's time for you to microdose. Start with some shrooms like Dr. Sabi would, because the mind is it's a tool. It doesn't have the answers. It's a servant of the heart. The mind is like a squirrel cage. It keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, but you're still in the same mental room. You're in a gymnasium with no doors until you breathe your way out of the mind into your heart. That is how you change your questions. Your questions come from the chambers of the head, but you can escape through the rhythmic breathing that will carry you into your heart.
Indeed. Let's get to the next question. Um, can you elaborate on the process of shadow working?
Shadow working is your real nature that you don't want to look at. And again, shadow work is also forgiveness because that's all your unexpressed rage, anger, jealousy, all the parts of you that you're when we meet people, we meet the representative. We don't meet the real person. So shadow work is also breath. It's breath, breath. And you can have the assistance of trees, plants in your home. You could have snake plants, spider plants. They help you in your shadow work. Practice talking to a plant and ask them and cultivate that your nervous system from the numbness of stress to the sensitivity of shadows because there's a whole universe of energy around us. We've been numbed out from being stressed out.
Mm,
My daddy told my brother, told me, and he's in the afterlife. Tell Daniel to change his rear left tire. And I called him and told him his tire treads was falling off. Okay? Because I just relaxed and took the message. I share that every chance I get. You can hear the whispers of your bones. Oh, let me tell you, I love banana pudding. Let me tell you what happened to me with banana pudding at festival, Brother Rich and family. You know, banana pudding is full of sugar,
mm-hmm,
even though it's all them cookies and bananas and the cream.
mm-hmm,
But I associated banana pudding with love because when my aunts and family gatherings, they would serve banana pudding. It tastes so sweet, so good. However, I ate a whole 16-ounce container of banana pudding from a banana pudding master who was out at the African Arts Festival just before going to bed at 1 a.m. And I could feel the sugar being like painful pins traveling through my bloodstream till I got up and drank myself a green drink and a whole lot of water. So sometimes we emotionally eat because we relate to food to a trans memory of love and happiness. One time I ate Southern food on Chambers Street, Manhattan, and it was Southern style restaurant. I ate the food, and when I got to the cornbread, I started to cry. I miss my daddy because fathers show their love sometimes through the cooking, and the mamas show the food love through the bacon or however it is. But we associate food with love just like pets do. I don't know why I went on that. I hope that was helpful, Amir.
it definitely, I know it definitely was, brother. You going in, brother. You going in. Let's get to this is brother wants to know, is house music considered trance music?
A certain level of trance, yeah, because house music takes you out of your mind, your beta mind. However, you want to go deeper. So you look for meditation trance music or look for meditation music. House music is you can go into dance into a trance physically. Special shout out to Mandy. You know who she is. Because she would, in meditation, this woman would get up and want everybody to dance because she wants to dance in ayahuasca trance. That's what she needed to do. But it was still beautiful because there are some people who like to do dance while they are in psychedelic trance. So house music can get that breath, that movement, and take you to different levels of trance, take you different levels of psychedelics. You ever wake up just happy for no obvious reason?
Mm,
You're in a happy trance.
indeed. Hank, they want to know, and we're gonna do two more questions, then we're gonna get out of here, family. They want to know, what kind of power does playing the triangle, the instrument, hold? I don't,
I
you
don't
know,
get that.
yeah, I don't get that
What kind
question.
of triangle you playing? Is it a triangular drum? I haven't seen that. Is it a um triangle Is it percussion? I mean,
Bronze
oh,
Beauty. What instrument? What are you talking about? What instrument are you talking about? We're not
you got
understanding.
some deep folks in your audience, brother Rich. I'm like, damn, I ain't never seen a triangle drum or a triangular horn or a triangular flute.
Indeed, I'm trying to see if
Is it got a response?
yeah, I'm trying to see if she responds real quick. If not, we're gonna have to move on.
But you might have a.
Somebody said probably the triangle with the little bell. I don't. I still don't want it.
Oh, you know
The
what?
silver,
If you got a crystal pyramid, it's
the
shaped like a
silver
triangle.
triangle. Oh,
So whatever
they
works
said
for you.
she's talking about the chime thing. Do you know what?
Chimes.
Oh, okay. That's like it's a percussion. Okay, I should have known that. She's talking about a percussive instrument. That's what she's talking about. What was the original question again? Let me see. Well, yeah, yeah. I don't. He doesn't know, but you're talking about a percussive instrument. I would say that me being a musician, I should have known what you was talking about. But me playing I play the piano, so I would say that contributes to a certain level. It kind of reminds me of the what's some things, the tuning forks. It reminds me a little bit of the tuning forks a little bit. But yeah, I would say it definitely contributes to that trance state that as a lot of musical instruments do, family. All right. So definitely. Are we gonna get to the last question for today? My brother Solar God, always a compliment, my brother. And the brothers always supporting the channel, supporting Black Magic 363. I definitely appreciate you, my brother. And I just want you to know it does not go unnoticed. So every opportunity I can, I gotta shout you out, Solar God. Solar God wants to know, can artificial blue light or flashes from screenshots on phone cause memory loss like the flash from Men in Black movie? God damn, brother, you
Oh
really
man, that's a deep one, bro. Thank you for that.
God damn, brother. Where you get that
Oh
question
God.
from, brother?
The
Using
first thing that thanks for that question. That's a good one. And
yeah.
the first thing that came to my mind was when I was an airborne medic in the Coast Guard, there were some um, air crewmen that would be immobilized by the flashing of the helicopter blade in the sunlight. So it would reach a certain frequency and the person would become basically disabled by the spinning velocity of the helicopter blades with the light that would be intermittent like a strobe light. So what you just spoke of, Solar God, there's unlimited possibilities as far as pulsing light and the frequency of the light, because I truly feel that there are certain frequencies and colors of light that regenerates plants, pets, and people. So that's not only wipe out memory, because I think the how would you say the dark side of our modern crystal technology known as cell phones, liquid crystal display, there's a program that is specific to ethnic neighborhoods. What I'm saying is they might have a program of agitation in black communities or Puerto Rican communities or ethnic communities that's not found in upscale neighborhoods like in east side of Manhattan or the west side. In the well-to-do neighborhoods, they're using different um, subfrequencies for either abundance, tranquility, or in our neighborhoods, agitation. So every time you have the cell phone use, it's also a subliminal program to have fighting, confusion, and fear for the purpose of rulership. Cell phone is some deep, diabolical technology that if you're not having some sort of screening method with a crystal or a black tourmaline or shungite, you become a slave to a frequency device that has replaced the television.
Indeed. Hank, before we get out of here, let the family know how can they find you online.
All right, I do a few shows every now and then on YouTube. Um, I just like to promote folks. I don't have a big audience, but you can reach my website, Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids on YouTube. I'll try to share how to magnetize water, how to supercharge water. You'll learn a few things like that. But my website is www.orgone, ORGONE, the number four, YOU.com. And Brother Rich's platform is really a contemporary and futuristic college. What he's presenting on his platform is the college of today and tomorrows that come. So please give freely. You see the Cash App right there, Black Magic 363. Give freely because he's educating you. Tonight we're talking about trans sorcery. You got homework. Every time he does a show, you have homework so you don't become an information crackhead. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
The richness of Brother Rich's platform. Huh. There's a connection. Richness of Brother Rich's platform. You got homework to do. So don't be an information crackhead.
Mm.
Take this information and apply it. It is the application of knowledge that transforms a man and a woman. And remember, there's only two biological species, men and women. Now they do have hermaphrodites, but that's not often. But all this other stuff is a distraction from you getting some land and growing seeded crops of tomatoes, watermelons, collard greens, and everything else because they're moving towards depopulation. To keep the distraction, they put up all these new names, and they'll have some new names next week for you to try to be distracted upon. But you better get some land. You better get some food. You better learn to grow something or you bet. Oh, for all those who want to grow, whether it's weed or food, you get the south side of a magnet. One side is south on a magnet. One side is south, which is male, okay, and the other side is north, which is female. There's no trans magnets. Let's keep it real. With as young folks say, let's keep it 100. There's one side is male, which is the south side, and one side is female, which is the north side. If you take seeds and place it on a magnet that you can buy at a hardware store, it will cause your crops to grow approximately 200 times the size it would normally grow. That's all I'm going to share about that.
Yeah, Asafo. Yeah, I'm gonna look into books from Carlos Castanado. I've always heard a lot about his books. I don't have any of his books, so
Mm,
I'm definitely gonna.
yeah, he was
You
into
familiar?
shrooms
You
too.
familiar? You familiar with him, Hank?
Yeah, that was sorcery.
Mm,
That was sorcery. Don Juan was a sorcerer, and Carlos Castaneda he went to study under Don Juan. So
mm,
that he he wrote the books about his teaching, Don Juan teaching Carlos Castaneda,
mm,
and there was a technique that I learned when I went to, and I'll share this with the audience for everyone who's heartbroken, wounded souls. I learned this technique from pranic healing and a student of Carlos Castaneda School out in California. If you've had a broken heart, you imagine the ice cream cone of your chakra connecting to the person that you had the heartbreak with, and imagine clockwise, counterclockwise, because your heart chakra, all your chakras are shaped like ice cream cones. So you have your ice cream cone of your person, clockwise, counterclockwise, while you are in a dream state, and then you call your soul back across there from their chakra back into yours. I'm gonna leave that because you're gonna have to listen to this more than once. You're gonna have to listen to this, and you imagine the bridge from their sex chakra and navel chakra to your sex chakra, navel chakra, clockwise and counterclockwise, and imagine your soul coming back in the form of water or a small child or cloud essence, because every time we connect with someone sexually, we exchange soul essence. So a person that, like a guy who's slinging and sharing seed all over, his soul literally has been left with many. And the same thing with a woman, many particles of his soul. And sometimes you have soul suckers. We haven't heard about soul suckers. There's a person that knows how to suck your soul out while you having an orgasm, and then they get up and they're younger.
Mm.
So how do you get back your soul? And you can get it back through your chakra. Call back your soul. But that's a state of trance. Visualization, creative visualization, that's a form of trance. Meditation is listening. Prayer is talking to your divine that lives in your heart. Meditation is just being quiet and listening. That's all I want to say. I'll share that a little bit.
Hank, this show, if I had to give this show a rating, it's 10 out of 10, my brother. This was an amazing show. Oh man, it's just been an amazing year for me metaphysically on this channel. I'm thankful for my assignment and what I'm doing. Asafo, my spirit tells me don't take what you're saying lightly. So I'm definitely gonna order me some books from Carlos Castanado. And I thank you for the donation as well as the recommendation. Really do, truly do, my brother.
Hmm.
With that being said, man, thank you, Hank. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. This is Brother Rich. And we out. Oh, tomorrow, family. Tomorrow, Sister Myra. Sister Myra will be back on. The astrologer will be back on tomorrow night. So tune in for Sister Myra, family. It's gonna be lit in here. Sister Myra's gonna go off. So it's going. I think we start tomorrow at about probably 9 o'clock tomorrow. Either 9 or 9:30, but probably 9. But make sure all of y'all tune in tomorrow for the show with Sister Myra. It's gonna be amazing. Once again, family, thank you. We
And thank
signing out.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you, Brother Rich. And thank you, audience. Give Brother Rich support. He's a young daddy that's running a university for free here on YouTube. Give the brother support, because all we have is a network, family.
They all,
Give freely so you receive freely. That's cosmic law.
yeah, thanks for those who donated Cash App. I
Yeah.
see. I appreciate it. Also, shout out to the young god, Rashard Jamal. I seen somebody write peace reflections. Shout out to the young god. Blessings to the young god, Rashard Jamal. With that being said, family, we getting out of here. We signing out. Peace.
Peace.